I have here a parallelogram where I already have drawn the height of the parallelogram, which extends from the base up to the highest point of the parallelogram. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this section, the triangle, on the left side of the parallelogram, and now I'm going to shift it to the right side. Okay, so I'm not changing the area. The total area stays the same. I just moved the triangle from the left side of the parallelogram to the right side. Okay, so what I did, I cut the area of the triangle from the left side and I shifted it to the right side. And so we see that what we get when we shift the triangle from the left side to the right side is we end up with a triangle. And we've already seen that to calculate the area of a triangle, we multiply the height by the width. Okay, the height times the width. Or in a parallelogram, we multiply the base, which is this side here, times the height. Okay, so if I take back, the triangle to the left side, okay, so you see that the base is this segment here, and I multiply it by the height, which is the red segment here, the red line here. So I get the total area of the parallelogram. Okay, so let's do the practice now. Okay, so the practice we're going to do is find the missing length when given an area of a parallelogram. Let's go. Okay. I'll copy the question to the board. The parallelogram shown below has an area of 120 units squared. Okay. So we know that B, which is the base, times 12, which is the height, equals 120, 20 units squared. Okay? So to isolate the base, and we find the missing base. Okay, so we need to find what B is. So we need to isolate B. So to isolate B, we need to divide both sides of the equation by 12. So when I divide the left-hand side of the equation by 12, I end up with B. And on the right side, when I divide 120 by 12, I find that B equals 10. So it's 120 divided by 12. I can just omit the 0 and I get yes. Yes. Okay. I can simplify this by, if I divide the denominator by 12, I get 1. I divide the numerator by 12. By 12, not by 10, okay, that's what's confusing me. Yes. 120 divided by 12 is 10. Okay. So B equals 10. The parallelogram shown below has an area of 40 units squared. Okay, so we know that the base B times the height, which is 5, equals 40. And again, we need to isolate the B, so we need to divide both sides of the equation by 5. So on the left-hand side, we are left with, we need to divide both sides of the equation by 5. So on the left-hand side, we are left with B. And on the right-hand side, 40 divided by 5 gives us 8. So B equals 8. Okay, the parallelogram shown below has an area of 72 units. Okay, so we see that the base equals 6. This is the base. And the height is unknown. But we know the area. So the area is B times H. And the area is 72. And we know that B is 6. So the area is 6 times H. So we need to isolate the H. In order to do it, we need to divide both sides of the equation by 6. So on the right hand side we are left with H, and on the left hand side when we divide 72 by 6 we get 12, right? 12 times 6, 2 times 6, 12, 6, yes, 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1 is 72. Okay. So on the left hand side we are left with 12, which means that H equals 12. The parallelogram shown below has an area of 21 units. So we know that the area is 21. We see that the base, this is the base of the parallelogram, base equals 7, and the height is unknown. We need to figure out the height. Okay, so we know that area equals base times height. And if the area is the area is 21, and we are given the base, which is 7. We don't know the height, so 7 times h equals 21. So we need to divide both sides of the equation by 7 to isolate the h. So on the right hand side, we are left with h, and on the left hand side we have 21 divided by 7, which is 3. So h is 3. Okay, so next I will do this practice, find base and height of a triangle, and I will see you in the next video.